A startling decision from within Buckingham Palace sends ripples through the corridors of power. What could possibly prompt King Charles and Princess Anne to align against Camilla's grand scheme? Whispers of royal intrigue and power plays set the stage for a tale of unexpected alliances and fractured plans. Could this decision unravel the very fabric of modern royalty as we know it? Before we go deeper into what this really means for the royal family, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss a single update. As the last light of day surrenders tonight, Buckingham Palace stands cloaked in an ominous twilight, the air thick with anticipation and uncertainty. Within its storied walls, once symbols of unwavering tradition, a seismic shift is set in motion. An unexpected accord between King Charles and Princess Anne breathes life into the age-old halls. For years, Camilla had been the architect of an audacious vision, determined to refashion the monarchy into a modern marvel. Yet now, an undercurrent of disquiet stirs, challenging her reign in ways unforeseen. The newfound alliance between brother and sister raises eyebrows across the royal board. What force so profound seeks to dissolve family bonds, setting sibling against queen? Unease swirls as whispers of a hidden agenda seep through seams once ironclad. Camilla's blueprint for the monarchy's future, lauded as a beacon of progressive change, suddenly finds itself teetering on an edge, an intricately woven tapestry potentially coming undone. The stakes could not be higher, the potential fallout immeasurable. As the echoes of this clandestine pact reverberate, the initial shockwaves threaten to shatter the facade of regal harmony. It is a thunderclap in the silent opulence of the royal family, each member acutely aware of the precariousness of their positions. Beneath the regal exterior, a silent tempest brews. Could it be jealousy, or merely a clash of visions? One thing is clear, nothing in this realm of crowns and diplomacy is as straightforward as it seems. The foreboding atmosphere thickens, tension simmering just out of sight. Every glance, every guarded whisper now carries an added weight. Is it loyalty or legacy that drives this unexpected rift? The unanswered questions weave a tightrope of suspense where the slightest misstep could unravel years of dynastic continuity. This clandestine conflict whispers of secrets yet revealed, intentions shrouded in mystery. As shadows lengthen over the palace grounds, a journey unfolds into the heart of a secretive alliance and a plan beguiled by hidden motives. Camilla's vision for the Windsors was as ambitious as it was revolutionary. Within the creaking confines of tradition, she saw a monarchy that dared to step boldly into the future, leaving dusty legacies in its wake. Her plan, whispered through corridors lined with the judging gaze of portraits long settled into the past, promised transformation or tumult. With a smile that could rival the serene gleam of a dagger, Camilla concealed an ambition that was as formidable as it was frightening. The monarchy she envisioned would not merely adapt. It would reinvent itself, turning time-worn practices on their heads and charting a course through uncharted waters. What dreams, what demons, propelled this woman to such formidable heights, and what costs would accompany her lofty aspirations? Her charisma was undeniable, a luminescent force that drew allies as surely as moths to flame, or possibly doom. Camilla possessed strategic brilliance that could be revered, feared, and perhaps reluctantly admired. Behind closed doors, whispers of her ruthlessness circulated, tales of how she wielded influence with precision, like a general marshalling an army. Each alliance forged, each friendship cultivated, was another brushstroke in her grand design. Allies, while publicly loyal, harbored their own secret ambitions, their fealty, a thin veneer over simmering personal agendas. This intricate web of power and allegiance wove through palatial halls, a trembling testament to her strategic genius and enigmatic restraint. Yet, as her vision gained momentum, the very foundations of this ancient institution began to tremble. Within the palace, tension mounted like a pressure cooker nearing its rupture point. Whispers of change grew louder, echoing off walls once steeped in silence and dignity. Every conversation was electric, charged with an unspoken understanding of potential grandeur or impending chaos. Monarchists and modernists clashed, not with swords, but with words, each debate as fierce as any medieval battlefield. The palace, once a bastion of continuity, was now a stage set for conflict. The hidden divisions grew deeper, like fault lines beneath a precarious kingdom, They snaked through the unity that Camilla had so skillfully crafted. Secret meetings bubbled with fierce debates. Voices rose in rare defiance or reluctant agreement, each stance a potent mixture of fear and excitement. They argued over tradition versus innovation, heritage against progress, the indelible past clashing with an ambiguous future. All the while, Camilla watched, aware that the cracks in her plan were beginning to show, not due to any lack of vision on her part, but through the unpredictable nature of humankind's will to either align or rebel. Unseen by most, the pressure camouflaged beneath her poised demeanor was starting to leak. As royal corridors buzzed with schemes and suspicions, a question lingered in the air. Could her vision withstand the discord without tearing apart what it sought to save? With ambition courting jealousy, the stage is set for an unparalleled royal confrontation, where alliances are as fickle as crowns are heavy. The battle lines have been drawn, not with swords, but in the hearts and minds of those who tread these hallowed halls. In the world's most famous family, history is never forgotten. Like a tapestry woven with the threads of battles past, the royal bloodlines are fraught with rivalry and unspoken pacts. Dive into the heart of both the friction and loyalty that bind, and sometimes blind, the House of Windsor. Amidst the grandeur of the British monarchy, the relationship between Charles and Anne emerges as a fascinating tale of proximity and distance, a complex dance born from the same cradle, and yet forged by vastly differing destinies. Childhood laughter echoed in the halls of royal lodges when they were mere shadows of the people they would become. Charles cloaked often in the expectation of kingship, and Anne, a spirited figure trailing her own bold path, seemed to walk parallel lines destined by history, not by choice. Yet, even their intense sibling bond was not immune to the fissures of rivalry and respect, a duality that shaped their relationship as they stood shoulder to shoulder in public's eye. Hidden episodes of trials and rebellions lurked beneath the surface, a clandestine collection of moments that threatened to shake the very foundations of their alliance. There were days of sunny trust overshadowed by eclipses of silent contentions, those unutterable disagreements that simmered and at tea. Exploded into fraternal feuds. Still, in the core of royal duty, Charles and Anne found a shared inheritance, a ledger not simply of realm duties, but an account of familial debts, paid in resilience and sacrifice. Titles and tiers aside, this ledger made siblings not in blood alone, but in the burdens they both secretly carried. Where the public saw a united family, Charles and Anne exchanged glances, knowing the weight of unsaid confessions and clandestine confabs that only they understood. From such shared secrets, unyielding bonds were forged, impervious to the eyes and ears of outsiders. Behind the rehearsed smiles, emotional scars, and simmering resentments, etched deep in their souls, refused to fade, setting the stage for facades carefully crafted to mask internal hemorrhages. They were warriors draped in royal purple, nursing wounds invisible to the glances of adoring subjects. And yet, in these moments of inner turmoil, resided their greatest strength. For each misstep, each perceived slight, further tempered their resolve, like steel, beaten stronger by the fires of strife. This ancestral drama sets the stage for their looming confrontation with Camilla's ambitious design, a plan poised to upend the fragile equilibrium they have sustained. Both face the precipice of a decision that may unravel the seams of what they have silently constructed over decades. As whispers of contention rise like an impending tempest, the siblings know a reckoning approaches, a choice that cannot simply be a matter of blood and loyalty, but one that calls upon the ghosts of their legacy and the pledges whispered in the shadow of thrones. From ancient allegiances to newfound resolves, the House of Windsor now faces a reckoning that invokes both the past's ghosts and the future's uncertainties. The inner sanctum of the royal household shudders as battle lines are drawn, not against a common enemy, but within its very own walls. The crown is both a symbol and a shackle, and no reign is immune to implosion when fractures appear. Shadows cast long upon the halls as whispers of dissent echo from the walls of the palace, almost as if the stone themselves absorb the scandal whispers over generations. What secrets might rise in the debris of a once strong fortress, hidden beneath veils of propriety and staunch duty? So begins the confrontation, one as fierce as any warrior's charge, where Camilla stands at its heart, faced with a storm she never anticipated. Across from her is a gathering of old familiars turned antagonists, eyes once warm now icy with resolve against her swift ascension and unfamiliar ways. Amidst this turmoil, Charles stands as a trembling pillar, the king torn and restless. His realm hangs precariously in balance, the weight of centuries pressing upon shoulders, already heavy with the title of husband, torn between the duties expected of a monarch and the bonds shared with the woman beside him. His tension radiates, as palpable as electric air before a tempest. Among the opponents, Anne becomes a force embodied by unyielding tradition, a beacon of past glories and expected perfections. Her voice, unwavering and passionate, cuts through the din with the force of steel meeting stone. Where Camilla sees opportunity, Anne perceives an affront to the sanctity of time-honored customs. Her stance embodies a fierce advocacy for upholding what she believes defends the dignity of the crown, even as those around her clamor for change. Here in this hallowed courtroom stained by history, the air itself vibrates with an emotional turmoil, sweeping through the royal court like an unraveling storm, each individual touched by its invisible but bruising brutality. For Camilla, armored in her self-belief, each well-aimed word or scornful glance delivers stinging blows that threaten to unbalance her composure. She holds tightly to her convictions, yet with every verbal thrust she parries, the cracks in her veneer threaten to widen. In the depths of neglect and whispers, she wonders if she misstepped onto this precarious path, if the intoxicating allure of royal life dulls, only to unveil a tempest. Yet something stirs within these corridors of power, an ominous undercurrent hinting at what is to come, a sequence of events sketched in shadow that looms just beyond the grasp of foresight, hinting at a reckoning, the instigating moment that will cause all to come undone. As allegiances falter and power struggles heighten, the heart of the monarchy is a battleground, where the victor could reign supreme or plunge everything into chaos. How far will they go to protect their legacy, and at what cost? This impending showdown beckons as a ruthless dance that will redefine destiny as it spirals toward the inevitable clash. Like a grandmaster chess player, King Charles navigates a board where everyone, a queen, a sister, a kingdom, are pieces in play. With cunning moves steeped in royal instinct and duty, will Charles's strategy secure a legacy of strength or set the pieces tumbling in a sprawling royal drama? Beneath the polished surface of the court, the king's motivations unravel from the shadowy corners of history and ambition. This is not merely a play for power, nor a simple act of defiance against the council's proposals. Charles senses an intricate threat lurking in the corridors where ancient echo wars fought not by blood, but by the searing dance of politics. The desire to protect, to shield, and to cleanse a monarchy plagued by century-old shadows pushes him into a realm where sacrifices must serve a deeper purpose. Yet, even kings cannot ride on boldness alone. Charles' mind is a forge of strategy, refining his mother's wisdom into sharpened steel. From her reign he gleans lessons of patience, diplomacy, and the subtle art of knowing when to strike and when to stand down. The echoes of her sovereign spirit hum through the halls as Charles weaves through the intricate web of alliances and rivalries that simmer beneath the golden surface. Navigating these turbulent waters tests his mettle as the court shifts like shapes in mist, loyalty furnishing his strongest armory or his gravest vulnerability. In the unseen chambers of his resolve, the unyielding shadow of expectation looms heavily. Each day, the mantle grows heavier as he grapples with the weight of not just a crown, but the very survival of tradition under his stewardship. The kingdom's eyes and whispers converge upon him, some laced with faith, others with scrutiny. Breathing life into the ancient wheels of power involves both grandeur and desperation, a truth he knows too well. Thus, to maintain the monarchy's stability, Charles must remain steadfast, catching every subtle opportunity like a seasoned hunter traps its prey. However, the inner conflict teases a compelling saga, heart locked in combat with crown. The love woven into decision-making tightens its grip as whispers of personal loyalties tear at the stitching of duty. Encased within royal walls, Charles stands not alone but by the presence of a history that judges his every step. Within this labyrinth of emotions lies a king torn between paths of righteousness and desire. This dichotomy blurs the line between tender intimacy and the cold edge of duty, leaving a man struggling to reconcile personal inclinations with sovereign obligations. Amidst crown jewels and corridors, tension brews like a distant storm. Duty beckons relentlessly, while love softly pulls from the shadows. Like strands in a complex tapestry, threads of devotion threaten to unravel as the impeding frailty of resolve lurks, unyielding and constant. If the fabric tears, the court crumbles. It is within this silent turmoil that Charles faces his most formidable adversary, the duality of a heart devoted to its kindred, and a crown sworn to an unchanged legacy. With the game board set, the next move could spell destiny or disaster, poised on the edge of royalty's great divide. Love and betrayal have entwined through history's pages, but now their dance threatens to disrupt the present. The balance between personal loyalty and the greater good teeters as emotional storm clouds gather. When heart-inspired decisions manifest, who will find themselves cast adrift in a tumultuous sea of loyalty and doubt? As the curtain rises on this act of déjà vu, the palatial walls echo with whispers, a lattice of strained relationships shaping each breath, a ruler, a confidant, a protector of legacy now woven into a complex tapestry of dread and hope. Anne, ever the bastion of tradition, finds herself pulled into a maelstrom not of duty, but of the heart. The dichotomy of upholding family values and ancient customs gnaws at the very essence of who she is meant to be. Every gesture, every glance exchanged, becomes fraught with unspoken decisions, a trembling tightrope walk between staunch duty and the soft chords of familial bonds. Camilla, once embraced, now stands alone in a realm where every smile is met with a question, every handshake a calculated move in a game she never intended to play. The realization dawns slowly, a creeping shadow of awareness that those she thought as allies are now shrouded in opposition, their once supportive hands recoiling like vines, untangling themselves from the weight of communal dreams. Her heart aches, not from the solitude, but from the recognition that amidst the frills and bows of regal responsibility lies a battlefield of emotional loyalty, torn and frayed. As the tide of mistrust rises, attempts at reconciliation intersperse the otherwise relentless march of suspicion. Conversations once solely for the purpose of idle companionship now turn poignant, each word imbued with yearning for peace, unspoken apologies tucked within agreements for civility. Yet these moments, brief respites in a tempest, illuminate the chasms widening beneath their feet. Unspoken betrayals hovering like a sword over collective consciousness, threatening to sever ties with each misstep, each misunderstood intention. The repercussions ripple far beyond stone walls and gilded halls, touching the lives of those who pledge allegiance beyond blood, beyond sovereign loyalty. The public, ever captivated by the spectacle of monarchy, now watches with bated breath. Rumors swell and crest like waves crashing on the shores of public discourse. The questions of loyalty no longer whispered in backroom corners, but echoing through bustling streets, penetrating taverns and marketplace stalls. The visage of betrayal and hurt glazes loyalists' eyes, leaving them to ponder the fractured image of a rulership once so strong, now splintered, like glass under unseen pressure. And through it all, the heart of the matter looms, the deepest truths waiting to be dredged from beneath turbulent waters, demanding recognition, seeking resolution. With ties unraveling and betrayals laid bare, the heart of the conflict emerges, thrusting each player toward an inescapable resolution. Is there salvation at the end of this royal turmoil, or just the faint echo of past decisions, echoing through corridors of power and echoing in the hearts of individuals forever changed? Tensions ripple across the nation. Could this be the beginning of the monarchy's most tumultuous chapter? As the storm gathers, fate and fortune dance precariously on the horizon, bringing with them the promise of transformation or obliteration. In the eye of the storm, the world holds its breath for the Windsor's next move. In every corner of the kingdom, from quaint village squares to the heart of bustling cities, an electric charge hums in the air. The nation stands divided, a restless sea of supporters and critics. The once steady foundation upon which the monarchy rested seems to tremble under the weight of expectation. Conversations flare over tea, in offices, as headlines scream provocations, each word an ember threatening to ignite a national blaze. The age-old dance between tradition and modernity comes to a head, each beat testing the endurance of the other. Within the sacred halls of the palace, whispers of progress challenge the echo of centuries-old customs. In private chambers steeped in history, the royal family reels under the pressure, their once unified front showing signs of fracture. Modern voices rise, questioning the relevance of age-old rituals in a world that swiftly looks to the future. Yet deep roots cling to the past, claiming heritage as the crown's irreplaceable strength. Publicly, the monarchy walks a precarious tightrope, balancing attempted innovation and cherished tradition. A misstep either way could spell disaster. Set against this turbulent backdrop is a meeting, clandestine yet cloaked with the weight of destiny. Its outcome could well chart the monarchy's future or seal its fate. Within opulent walls where privacy is a rare commodity, strategies form, alliances wane, and decisions simmer. Each participant envisions a different path forward, and the stakes could not be higher, witnesses to history in the making. Their resolve will echo far beyond closed doors, reverberating through time. As the deliberations unfold, the rest of the realm can only wait, speculating endlessly on the whispers carried by the wind, each hour, a new twist in the tale. Across the land, speculation spreads like wildfire, whispers grow to a roar. In crowded pubs and tranquil homes, voices chatter and conspiracy theories abound. The sudden, feverish fervour envelops all, bridging the gap between highborn aristocrats and commoners, all unified in their wild curiosity over the enigma of the future. Can the monarchy withstand the storm, or is it poised to be swept away in a tide of change? Beneath the surface, emotional turmoil brews, a cauldron of fear and hope, loyalty and dissent. Amidst gilded portraits and whispered confidences, hearts tremble with uncertainty. The world outside may be restless, but within the palace walls, it is a crucible of conflicting emotions and silent screams, contained within formal poise. As anticipation builds to an unbearable pitch, the kingdom stands at a crossroads. Whichever way the decision tips, something fundamental will irrevocably change. The present teeters on the brink, the bonds of tradition stretched taut. A choice awaits, holding the power to redefine not only the monarchy, but the very soul of the nation. The clouds of uncertainty gather, and as lightning begins to dance in the distance, all eyes turn to the throne, waiting for the storm's true force to reveal its path. When the crown weighs heavy, choices loom large, and the future of the monarchy teeters on a well-drawn line between continued relevance or an honourable fall. In the flickering candlelight of the throne room, the decision is made. Will it be the permanence of archaic creed, or the embrace of a transformed royal identity? Within the grand halls, where centuries of history hang like a dense tapestry, the air buzzes with whispered anticipation. The stake of each spoken word reverberates, carrying the weight of empires, the collective sighs of forebears, and the unspoken fears of those to come. Converseurs, ascens, fraught with the gravity of tradition deconstructed and futures undetermined, unfold in hushed tones as time seems to slow in its passage. Tension courses through the veins of every royal member, electrifying the space with its palpable force. Each eye betrays the storm of emotions within, nerves hidden beneath layers of regal stoicism. Yet here, stripped of pomp, the truth hovers like a spectre, demanding reckoning. Secrets long kept in gilded chambers now lay bare, a revelation that carves deep rivulets through regal composure. The Queen Dowager's gaze meets each with a penetrating intensity, her eyes alight with an understanding that stirs uncertainty. Her strategy, woven with threads of wisdom and foresight, becomes clear. Her voice, although calm, echoes with the power of 1,000 forgotten legacies, urging a break from archaic bonds. Queen Camilla, with a resolve honed from years shadowed and resilient, emerges as both critic and architect of this pivotal moment. Her words, chosen with scalpel-like precision, cut through the worn fabric of tradition, assembling a new crest of hope. She speaks to history and to progress, the past and future converging in her discourse, demanding introspection and courage. Her argument stands profound, a beacon in the haze of doubt, The essence of her message reflects the knotted loyalties she wishes to untangle. Royal duty bound not by the creed of old, but by a future forged in flexibility and mutual respect. King Charles, a figure long groomed for this role, faces his sister Princess Anne with a shared understanding deeper than any articulated bond. Their solemn nods seal their thoughts, an unspoken agreement rising from shared sufferance and silent struggle. Anne's eyes trace the overarching narrative with perceptive insight, adding her voice to the chorus, not with defiance, but with a confident serenity. Together, her decision burns with the incandescent truth, heavy with solemnity, yet liberating in its promise of transformation. The decision, unshackled from expectation, reverberates outward, an unceasing ripple across the annals of dynastic law. As the final words echo across the palace chambers, the echoes of decisions made send tremors through the core, leading to possible joy or lament. A hush falls over the ancestral halls as history pauses to breath in their choice, its breath mingling with shadows that keep the palace alight with ancient splendor. Suspense settles like dust, slowly, evenly, in the wake of their declaration, leaving an indelible mark on those who bear witness. In this turmoil lies rebirth or ruin, the humble threads of possibility that underlie an era on the cusp of inevitable change. The monarchy, resilient and renewed, now stands poised, ready to embrace its unanswered future with trembling anticipation. The weight of their choice, profound and unyielding, reverberates through the corridors, leaving ripples in the royal tapestry of duty and destiny. The decision, though shaped by whispers of yesteryears, breaks upon the modern world with the ferocity of a tide-meeting shoreline, an undulating force challenging the sediment of tradition. In the aftermath, the nation stirs, a collective breath taken as citizens await the ember's glow that might illuminate or obscure their beloved institution. The monarchy's mystic whispers gently against the storm of scrutiny, its symbols, the regalia, now demanding reinvention, their meanings recast under the watchful eyes of an expectant public. Anne stands steadfast, her steadfastness lending gravity to this moment. Through her eyes, one perceives a kingdom at the crossroads, where resilience meets rebirth. Her quiet resolve becomes a bridge for hope and continuity, her presence an unspoken promise that memory will dance with modernity. In tandem, King Charles embodies the duality of transformation, a custodian ever cognizant of the past, yet unafraid to step into the realm of possibilities, reshaping the crown's narrative while honoring its legacy. Camilla, though momentarily hushed by the weight of opposition, finds tranquility in resilience. Her plans may be altered, yet in their reimagining, she sees new pathways emerging from the landscapes of change. Here in this delicate balance, she understands. The monarchy is both a mirror and a window, a reflection of heritage and a portal to what can be. The future unfolds like pages in a tome, unwritten, and each member of the royal family must find their place amidst these unfolding chapters, each carrying the weight and wonder of what lies ahead. The realm watches, a nation united in its contemplation. Tradition intertwines with rebirth, timeless symbols like the orb and scepter gleam with freshly minted potential. They become more than relics. They transform into talismans, reflecting a vibrant court poised to embrace a future beyond the confines of its past. In this reimagining, the bonds of blood and duty are reforged, not as shackles but as threads weaving a tapestry rich with promise. It is a tale shared in silence, in the glance exchanged across a crowded room, in the knowing nod of one who sees the vision beyond the veil. As the sun dips below the horizon, the palace stands steadfast beneath the swirling twilight, a sentinel of history and harbinger of transformation. In its shadow, the regalia don't just survive. They soar on the wings of newfound dreams, imbued with purpose under the stardust canopy of destiny. And so, in this moment, steeped in both nostalgia and novelty, the royal family prepares to lead by example. Together, they navigate the delicate dance between legacy and destiny, a dance that defies conclusion. Because the story never truly ends, it evolves, parting the veil of tradition to reveal the vibrant soul beneath. A monarchy reborn, regalia reimagined, ever at the nexus of history and possibility.